vibras? Cause we know the vibras.
Welcome back to another episode of the You Know the Vibras podcast. This is your boy Michael Carrasco, as always accompanied by the one and only Juan the Don. What's going on, my boy? What's happening?
Finally summer. The first day of summer is officially the 21st of June.
Right.
Finally. I mean, summer is one of those seasons that go by pretty fast. So you got to kind of take advantage. You got to take advantage of it while you can. And that's funny. Like here in Chicago, talking to people, when I first moved here, they would always rave about the summer, you know, talking about summertime shy and how, you deal with the winters, because the summers are so great. And people, take advantage of the summers because it's such a short period. And so you got to kind of really run with it. But I see that in Texas, a lot of people are complaining about the heat. So you guys are...
Boy, it's hot. It's hot. Man, it's hot out here, man. Honestly, this whole week, the temperature been in the hundreds. Like 101, 102. The other day was like almost 110. It's been hot over here.
Like, is it bearable, or is it unbearable? Like, is it humid or is it?
It's humid. I'll tell you that it's humid. I mean, it all depends how much time you're gonna be spending outside. Man, I feel bad for like all the landscapers, construction workers. Man, them boys going through it
for sure. Nah, but no, yeah, apart from that, not much, honestly. Just been trying to get out of the house a bit more. Still going to the gym, staying active. Like I said, mentioned in the previous episode, have been getting into slow pitch softball here in Chicago. And yeah, man, I got to start getting out of the house and taking advantage of the summer. Because like I said earlier, it does go by pretty fast. So I got to, explore the city a bit more. And get into some of the city activities. I noticed here there's a lot of festivals and concerts that go on. Like, it's something that is really cool to see. Finally living in a city, there's always something going on. Street fest, farmers markets, concerts. This week alone, man, there were over like 20 like concerts. Like, it was crazy. And festivals, it's a lot of stuff going on. So it was cool to see. Obviously didn't go to any, but you could always hear them. Also, Chicago does something really cool where the other day I was sleeping and laying down in bed and I just hear like boom, 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 boom. Like, it sounds like from a distance, but it's just fireworks that they do now that the summer's here, like every night. Or like, I don't know if it's every Wednesday night or something like that, but they do like fireworks. So it's just something that I was like, man, this is going on for a long time. I didn't know what was going on, but then I figured that it was fireworks. But yeah, man, it's going good, man. How about you?
Man, pretty much on the same boat as you, man. Just been trying to do things. Basically this whole past week, been just getting settled down since coming back from DR. And then just getting back into my normal routine, honestly. Apart from that, like you said, I've been trying to find things to do because there's so much thing to do here all year round. Luckily, I'm blessed. We have nice weather all year round. But now that it's getting hotter, that's when people are actually doing things, like you said, a lot of festivals, a lot of sporting events and stuff like that. And I just been trying to explore different parts of Houston.
Yeah, comment down below. Are you a Four Seasons person, or would you prefer the year round being, a consistent weather?
Nice weather.
I wouldn't say nice because 100 is you know what I mean.
Nice.
And I was talking to someone the other day. I'm like, man, every place has pros and cons. You know what I mean? So
that is very true.
Although, like for instance, Florida, although the weather is great throughout the year, you deal with hurricanes, you deal with, different types of animals, you know what I mean? So same thing with other places. California, you deal with, certain things like, what is it, like earthquakes and stuff like that. So and wildfires.
No rain
So everything has pros and cons, man. Me, I prefer the Four Seasons. I really do. Because it helps me stay like kind of understand the time of the year better, and it makes sense. I don't know.
I guess, yeah, I see that. I
Yeah.
see that. For me, honestly, I kind of like the one
Like,
season,
bro, it's just weird. Like,
just because me,
Christmas with no snow is
yeah,
weird.
yeah, that is true. That is true. But I just don't like the cold. That's
Yeah.
my thing. I don't like the cold at all. So for me, being in, somewhere warm all year, I'm
Word.
blessed.
Oh, I forgot to mention also, I actually did kind of do something. I finally got a new phone, so yes, thankfully.
Alrighty, yes. Welcome back to the 21st century, my guy.
Damn. So yeah, I got a new phone.
All right, tell us some of the struggles that you went through, or new things that you like about the
Honestly,
new
not
phone.
much struggle. It's just a bigger phone. It's the same. It's honestly the same thing. It's just a bigger phone, and there's like little perks, I guess now. But yeah, I mean, it's not really much of a difference. iPhone, I would say, luckily, the transitions aren't as bad. Like if you were to go from an Android to
That
an
is
iPhone,
true.
then I could see the adjusting.
Yeah, that's one
Yeah,
I guess.
but no, other than that, it's cool. Yeah, I just
That
hate
is
the
very
whole
true.
backup process. Comment down below if you hate the backup process as well. So yeah, I hate that. But yeah, let's move on, man.
Yeah. So let's get into today's, I would
Oh, I
say,
do have a quote. I have a
conversation.
quote.
So, oh yes, we do have a quote. So hit us with a quote, and then we will get into the conversation for today.
All right, so the quote of the day comes from this guy, man. I was seeing he's like this podcaster on the Vibras. His name's Wanda Don, and he's such a great guy, phenomenal, human being, inspirational guy. I really look up to
This
him, man.
guy.
He's a great guy. But the quote does come from Wanda Don. He was, on some motivational things in the conversation, and I was like, man, that sounded like a quote. Like I said, I'm just that person that people who know me know that I'm a person that loves to give advice or be there. I'm a social person, like to talk to people, and if I can help some way, I would help. The quote says, I had to write it down because but it says, sometimes what you don't want to hear is what you have to hear. So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So like sometimes, like for instance, with the phone situation, like it's $1,000, right? You feel me? So it's like
Right, yeah.
unless you have
So
it on you. Like I mean, obviously they have ways to pay monthly and stuff like that. But for some reasons, I had to pay it fully. Whatever. And so yeah, I was really like indecisive. But just that, man, just buy it. People just telling you, just buy it, buy it, buy it, buy it. Then you don't, you do it because it's pushing you to do so. So sometimes you don't want to hear that because you're like, man, I'm thinking of, you putting it on the back and you're just going to get to it whenever you get to it. And that's what
Right.
a lot of things, buying a car, making the life decisions. Sometimes, you're indecisive on it, but hearing that thing that you don't want to hear pushes you to do so. Same with the gym. Say you're indecisive on the gym, but someone's telling you, man, you're not looking like yourself. You know what I'm saying? Hearing that makes you,
Right.
like, damn, that's facts. Like, I don't feel like myself. I don't look like myself. I know what I'm capable of. I know what I should be looking like, or I know where I want to get to. That whole mindset change and hearing someone push you, with something that you quite don't want to hear is what you need to hear in life to get to where you want to be in life, in my opinion.
I agree 100%. I agree 100% with the quote.
Yeah, so, I'm going to have to start getting into quotes, man. So, yeah.
Yeah, finally, no more unanimous
I don't
quotes,
think you've ever
man.
came up with a quote, man, so I don't want to hear it, bro.
Actually, I
was a
did.
quote
I
that
don't
I've
remember
heard
exactly
somewhere
what it
else, man,
was.
but okay, bro.
Man, listen. Nah, man, that was me. That was all
Before
me,
we get
dog.
into the
That was
episode,
all
before
me.
we get into the episode, shout out to all those supporters, shout out to the listeners, viewers, shout out to all of you guys. We appreciate all the love and support that you guys are giving us. Although we are in a wall right now, it's hard for us to get over this wall. Those who have been there for us and still listening to the Vibras every single week, we genuinely appreciate your guys' support. And if you're new, welcome to the family. And if you always want, if you're free to let us know any suggestions that you want to hear on the platform, or if there's anything, criticism or anything we should tweak, you being a new listener, viewer, find out, let us know as well. So yeah.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, and also we are almost approaching the 100th
Yeah.
episode. We're 5 episodes away, so be looking out for that. Again, thank you to all the supporters. Thank you for the consistent support, for all the people that come in every single week and consume the content that we're creating over here. But without any further ado, let's get into today's conversation. We're going to be talking about a topic that has been the topic of the week, basically, and that will be the submarine disappearance going towards the Titanic.
CloudGate submersible.
OceanGate,
OceanGate submersible.
Man, this
I mean,
guy.
I just tried to go off the top of my head. I knew it was Gate, but you were lacking
Something Gate.
the information, man.
Yeah, so we're gonna go over some information for you guys that don't know exactly what happened or haven't really been following the topic. We're gonna get right into it. So I'm gonna give you the floor. Go ahead, start it out. Tell us what happened.
Guy,
Tell us. Hey man, I tried to be, but yeah, tell us what happened. It's a short timeline that way the audience can know what's going on.
So basically, it was a submersible that they've been working on for many years. I wish I had the guy's name, but yeah. So the founder of this, it's crazy how they came up with it, but they have been experimenting this thing, which basically gets to navigate the Titanic or somewhat see the Titanic from a close, like literally from a close range. He's been coming up with this thing for years, which they have ran many test trials. And every time there has been some sort of failure behind this. So that should have been something to alarm the people that were doing it. But hey, it's basically a thing, submersible. The cost to ride it was, I believe, $250,000. So people
correct.
with money were obviously the ones on this this ride. It was 5 people in the vessel. Basically, they submersed down to go see the Titanic, and they said it was believed to be about 3,500 meters below sea level when the contact was first lost. There's something referring to how devastating this could be. The vessel being so deep, they said that it was the equivalent of the weight of the Eiffel Tower, which is like tens of thousands, of tons.
10,000 tons, right around there, yeah.
And basically, with all this pressure, whenever it eventually imploded, it was an implosion. Whenever it imploded, human bodies just turned to ashes immediately. This is all allegedly, but they're going off the scientific what would happen to a human body based on the information they have. Another crazy fact about this, it was said that the U.S. Navy, days before the implosion came to the news, they had heard the implosion. So the Navy has underwater microphones that are designated, that are designed to spot enemy submarines. And that was what first detected the Titan tragedy.
Correct. Yeah, and we'll dive more into that a little farther down. But so you guys understand what an implosion is. The basic definition is when an object collapses on itself. I mean, at this depth, like you said, there were about almost 3,500 meters below the sea level, which is pretty deep. And just so you understand, like my boy Juan said, the pressure is about 10,000 tons, which is the equivalent to about 300 something atmospheres. So you get to understand how strong the pressure is, and that's what caused it. Just and then the more scientific, I would say, explanation will be the pressure coming from the sub couldn't sustain the pressure coming from the outside, and that's what caused it. And this is pretty interesting because I was reading more information about an underwater, more specifically, an underwater implosion, and it happened so quick that they probably didn't realize what was happening at the time when it happened, because it happens within 1 millisecond.
But I'm sure they knew when they were getting into the rough part of the dive. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sure they were aware. You know, it's crazy.
Right.
I heard, I believe that the waiver to this, I think that they said that
Yes.
the word like deaf was in the like over like 15, 20 times in the first page or something like that. Which is crazy. Really quick, I apologize. I apologize to the families. The 5 people that were missing at first and now pronounced dead, reportedly coming from OceanGate. Obviously, first, and also our condolences to the families. The first person is Stockton Rush. He was the CEO of OceanGate and the owner of the missing deep sea vessel. Also, the next guy that was on here was Paul-Henri Nargelot, French diver and Titanic researcher. The next guy on here as well was Hamish Harding, a British businessman, pilot, and space tourist. And finally, this is the very tough part, was the father and son family here. Shahzada and Suleiman Dawood, British Pakistani businessman, and his son, a university attendee, which was his son, were all on this vessel. So yeah, basically we wanted to, point out the names and bring awareness to them and their families, and hope everything is, the process is everything is going well for them after this devastating news. Yeah. Didn't mean to switch it over, but that we had to.
No, I agree. No,
good. But moving on though. Yeah, continue. No. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but
No. That was definitely condolences to the families. Right.
I wanted to mention these were the 5 people that were announced, right? But there were potentially other people that were allegedly invited to this dive. One of the names that surprised me was Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast posted on Twitter. He says that he was invited to the Titanic submersible trip, and he immediately said no. He said he showed the text, which said, the text said, also, I'm going to the Titanic in a submarine late this month. The team would be stoked to have you. And he said, this is kind of scary, knowing that he could have been on this, you know what I'm saying? So he actually got a text from the team of the OceanGate team that was interested in having him on board. Also, there was another YouTuber recently that had posted one of the test runs that they were going on with, because he was invited, and he went on it and he actually documented all of this. Obviously they didn't go as low, but they were still showing, it's like a way to promote the OceanGate trip. Exactly. But he later on, after all of this came to light, he deleted the video from YouTube. But yeah, this is crazy about Mr. Beast and others that were invited, and they could have been part of this, thing. And I applaud Mr. Beast in a way, because this shows that he's not really after views. That makes sense.
That is very true. Yeah, no. That is very true.
You know what I mean? He shows that there is life after YouTube, if that makes sense. And that not everything has to be, in relation to views.
Revolving around. Correct. I agree. I do want to ask you, I would say going in an expedition like this, like underwater, is that something that will have ever interested you?
Not at all.
Why not?
Come on, bro. No, bro.
I mean, not necessarily, let's say, not necessarily like that deep, like going to where the Titanic is, but like let's say like any type, getting in the submarine
No, nothing,
underwater or
nothing with
anything like
water,
that.
man. What's the thing? It's like air or water or land. What is it? That thing? I'm a land person, man. You know what I mean?
You're a
Yeah. I
land
mean,
person.
for one, I don't know how to swim, so either way, if anything went wrong, it wouldn't work
Okay.
out for me. So I don't know. I'm just not. I'm not too. I'm not interested in that. I wouldn't do it. Maybe you would, but I wouldn't do it.
Honestly, I love the ocean, but just the fact that there's so much that we don't know about the ocean. I'm not up to going there that
Yeah,
deep.
not for sure. I don't think I would do this. Never. Let us know in the comments. I mean, obviously, everybody's gonna
Okay.
say no due to what occurred. Um, but
What happened?
I
Yeah,
have
yeah,
seen
no.
some things that look interesting. Like there's like these. It's like these pods that people get into. Like you put your upper body into
Oh
it.
yeah.
Like, and you like hold in. Yeah, and you like that
Mm-hmm.
looks interesting. But still, like I said, I don't know how to swim, so I wouldn't do it. Uh, but yeah.
All
So
right.
really,
That's
really
that.
quick. It was reported that when the Titan was initially missing in the North Atlantic Ocean, it had lost all communication with the Canadian expedition vessel approximately 1 hour and 45 minutes into the dive.
5 minutes. Mm-hmm.
And that's crazy because that was pretty quick that it failed. You know what I mean? Considering how deep they had to
Yeah.
go. So I mean, I wish.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't know the mindset, but I wish, knowing when you're going that deep already, um, that you would turn around. You feel me? That if you lost communication, you know what I mean?
Right, right. I mean that's one of the things that and I was looking into it. It's just the fact of how quick everything, with the implosion and everything, how quick everything happened. That they probably didn't have enough time to react and turn around because apparently they were looking around the time when they heard the implosion through the
Mm-hmm.
microphones. That's around that time. That was exactly right around the time when they lost communication.
Yep.
So that's could have been 1 second everything was going well, and then out of nowhere, boom, that's when everything
Mm-hmm.
happened.
Facts. And also, the thing is, how sketchy the whole thing was. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if you've seen the way the guy controlled the vessel was with an Xbox controller.
With the Xbox remote. Yeah, yeah. And one of the thing is that they wanted to make everything so
Right.
simple. That way, let's say if something happened, the next person didn't need all that excessive training that you usually have to go through, knowing what every controller, every button does. Having a gaming controller essentially as your remote, it just makes it
Mm-hmm.
easy and simple for anybody to, okay, this
Mm-hmm.
how you do this
Mm-hmm.
how you do this, press this button that does that. And I think that's what they were going
Right.
for.
All right, man. I mean, I don't know. It's a bit tricky to me. Just seeing that. I mean, it would have been very sketchy. Although, like you said, they were aiming for simplicity.
Hmm.
Um, I just think it was a big risk. But then again, it's just like, wow, like people with money, man, like they really like are careless though.
That is
Like,
very true.
you feel me? Because
It's
like
like
I don't
the
know,
way I
man. I
look
just
at
feel
it
like you
is
have 250 to
it
blow, you're just gonna
is
blow it on that. Like, come on, man.
mhm. I mean, the way I see it is that when you have money, you enjoy pretty much, you can do anything, right? Um, and then because I know I have met a couple people that have substantial wealth, and it's not so much about the experience, but the unique experiences that you can have in life, right? You have money, you can do things like going to see the Titanic, or even doing the space
SpaceX.
the space flight with like SpaceX and all the other companies that were doing it last year. It allows you to do things like that. Essentially, it's just those experiences that not a regular person can actually experience. And I think that that's the main thing. But I tell you what, it is a little risky for me. I can have 10 billion in the bank account. I'm not ever going that deep in the
Right.
water.
Yeah, I mean, but there's also this presents the there was a debate that I was seeing all over social media that was going on, presenting itself, that they were saying that there was more attention brought to this situation with OceanGate, and not much attention, also not much money invested into the research about the 350 migrants that were on the boat that sank off in Greece that came from Pakistan. So that was
Right.
something that was really tough, because they're saying that, man, because these people have money, you'd rather invest more money into finding them than 350 migrants that sank, and they were captured. Like, literally, there was a picture showing the boat of the boat that was coming from Pakistan that sank off in Greece, and not much was said after that. Like, so basically, it's just a debate there's going on there, saying that there wasn't much rescue or any much attention towards that. Yeah,
Correctors.
so I mean, maybe people have their opinions on this, but I feel like it should be equally equally talked about as well.
Right. Right. No, I agree 100%. And I think that's more with like the media. The media will always, it's all about the views and the clicks, unfortunately. And that's one thing where I wish, at least, with national media, focus more on the matters that are really
Yeah.
important at the time. But
Well, yeah, I was gonna tell you. So
go
yeah,
ahead.
flipping the switch really quick. Also with the OceanGate news, there was also a lot of conspiracies were arisen. People started off really saying, like, is this something? Because all of our attention was towards this. Is immediately as it came out, people were
Right.
saying, is this something that is a distraction, to distract us from something bigger that is really occurring currently? Others were saying, there was flat earthers saying that because there was a green light spotted on in I can't remember where, but they posted on Twitter, there was a green light spotted on another planet, and they were saying that these people went from the Atlantic to another planet. I'm like, damn, that's crazy.
To
Yeah.
another planet.
Also, recently I seen that there was someone that had said, Stu Peters, he had said, what if this is all a ploy to keep people from visiting the Titanic wreck? If that's the goal, then why? He's saying maybe because if people explore the Titanic too much, they would discover that it wasn't an iceberg that sank the Titanic. His main his idea is, he's saying that there was more towards the Titanic, the event that occurred with the Titanic sinking, and he's saying that it was more than an iceberg. I think he said that there was like some explosives or something on there, because there's honestly no one really knows. Honestly, only the people from the
No one really
Titanic
knows.
know.
That is true.
You know what I mean? So
Exactly. Yeah.
who knows? I mean, so he's basically saying, like, this was all something that was planned to, move our, like, so basically people would stop going to try to discover the Titanic and see what truly happened to the Titanic. And he's saying that there's something else, behind it. And they just don't want us to know. So he's saying this is not realistic. So I mean, everyone has their point of views. We respect everyone's point of views. So yeah, I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, no, I agree. And pointing out to that, this is another conspiracy theory saying that the Titanic was a hit on somebody. Specifically, it was one of the, because all the richest people were supposed to be on the boat, and especially the Rothschilds, and I forgot the gentleman's name, Ashton, who was one of the biggest or richest men in America. And around that time, that's when they were trying to set up the Federal Reserve and central banks and all that. And people are saying that the Titanic sinking was actually a hit on those rich people that were holding that whole plan up.
Yeah, I mean,
which is pretty interesting.
I mean, and you think about it in a way. Currently, we have cruises and stuff that are they're double, triple, quadruple the size of the Titanic. So, what is so important of visiting?
Correct.
So, in a way, it's like, damn, this might be true. Just because, like, what is so important of the Titanic? Literally, what is so important about it?
Man, I think it's just the historic symbolism that it brings.
What do you get? Like, you lost your life, and like, what were you gonna get if you came back up, to sea or whatever, and you were like, oh, hey, I seen the Titanic.
Bragging rights.
But what does that does that? Man. But that does nothing though. That literally does nothing, bro.
I mean, I
risk
agree.
Your life.
I agree.
You risk your life
it's something
to just say that you saw
that
the
is
Titanic.
very true.
So in a way, what the guy saying,
I mean, just one of those things.
The guy, what he's saying, kind of makes sense, because it's like they don't want you to go see the Titanic for X reason. You know what I mean? It's probably more to it.
Right.
And, I hate getting, I hate getting into conspiracy theories, because, there's always two sides. But sometimes conspiracy theories do their job and they're convincing. And it makes you think, like, they make you think.
Makes you think.
So, yeah, I mean, whatever happens, like I said, only the families of the people know what truly happened. Only the people involved know what happens. If they are, they're not here with us anymore, then our condolences to them. But if there is some fishy stuff to this, then that is effed up.
Right. I agree 100%.
But yeah, I mean, I think that's good, man. I don't want to make this too long. The topic isn't gonna, have much, I feel like, longevity. This is just something that now we're gonna see in history books and stuff from now on, adding under the Titanic, people continue to go see it. So I don't know. Maybe hopefully this prevents people from continuing to do it. I don't know. And my question is also, like, you see that they got pictures of the debris of the vessel, right? So
correct.
If you could capture pictures of that, can't you capture pictures of the Titanic?
Yes, I mean, of course, you have
I don't get it.
Robots, and like I said earlier, it's just because it's something that you can actually, they could afford to do. It's like, okay, why not go on this experience? Nobody's gonna really do this, And the other thing was, it was people that were interested in that type of thing, like ocean exploration and stuff like that.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll see, man.
Yeah. But yeah, let us know what you guys think about this whole situation. Let us know any conspiracy theories that you guys may have. And yeah, again, condolences to the family. Hope this whole thing gets situated. And, to all those people that do, like ocean exploration, I hope everybody's being safe and taking all the precautions.
Yeah. And any
final words from you, my man?
I just thought about it. There's a lot of things actually, like, going on with ocean. Like, also there was a kid. Rest in peace. I can't remember his name. He was on like a senior week like trip or something, and he had got dared to jump off, and he had jumped off, and the current took him. So this is sad, man. It really is sad. Just be smart out there, especially with the water, like, because there's not much you can control. Like, I mean, like water, you know, and air. There's, you know, it's out of our control at that point. When you're out there, you're really depending on the person that's at the front of it. You know what I mean? So, at least when you're on ground, you know, you can control it. So yeah, just be cautious of that. Appreciate your life, and yeah, I mean, live life, explore, but be smart as well.
100%. Be safe and
smart.
Yeah,
so make sure you hit that like button, man. Make sure you hit that like button. Subscribe.
Make sure you guys are hitting the like button, that subscribe button, like up, like down, you know, all that good stuff. Don't like down.
No, facts.
But yeah, guys, you know, thank you guys for listening and to another episode. We highly appreciate you guys coming in, day out. Make sure you guys are subscribing. If you're not already subscribed, make sure you guys are liking the video. Leave a positive comment below or comment something related to today's topic. And make sure you guys are hitting that notification bell. That way you guys get updated with the latest and newest coming from the channel. And if you're listening, make sure you leave us a rate and a review. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Make sure you guys subscribe.
Good, and you good, man? Dang. I didn't even know you were there.
Man, took me too far, man. I ran out of breath.
Remember to subscribe and let's vibe. I missed it, man.
And let's vibe. Peace. Ahí nos vemos. Hablamos el martes.
You good?